Yes.
Okay. Hi, Kareen. I'm
Hi.
saying the name right, right?
Yes, you are. Yes. It's French
Okay.
for Karen. Yes.
Oh, it's Karen?
No, it's French for Karen. My name is Corinne.
Okay, okay. Okay, so I wanted to get some of your thoughts on the Growing Teen Challenge. You've been in the challenge maybe about a month or two now?
Yes. I think
Okay,
it's close to 2 months. Yes.
close to 2 months. Okay. Can you kind of explain to us why you joined the challenge, what you were hoping to get from the challenge and what you got from the challenge?
Okay. Well, first is because I was doing my hair and my daughter's hair, but my hair had many damages to putting colors, not doing the relaxer properly. I ended up chopping everything off maybe a year ago. And my daughter's hair, I was putting braids for her, but unfortunately, we noticed one time that she had a little bit of alopecia in the front part of her hair. So then I said, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this right. Of course, I'm not a specialist, so of, therefore I don't know what I was doing. And then I stumbled on your video, and the fact that your focus was to implement for women, mothers to do their hair during the pandemic, I felt that was God sent. And from there on, I follow you. I listen to what you advise. Then I joined the grown. No, first I had the 5 keys of hair, and then I got the book for the grown teen, and the rest is history. So I really love what you've been doing so far.
Wow, and I want to thank you because I pay attention to things and I see you really have, you got the guide, you got Growing Teen, you got Azara. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. No, because at the end of the day, with everything that's been going on the past 10 years with the natural movement, which was a good movement, but I realized there was a lot of things in reality that made a big difference. From the time that I was relaxed back in the days, my hair was growing faster because I was washing it, because I was using product that had paraben and stuff like that. And I didn't realize that I was doing too much on me and my child when it was doing the movement. So your approach is like a no nonsense. It's like demystifying so many things and making us realize you can use this for the purpose of that, but don't just do it blindly. So that's what I love with your system.
Right. Wow, thank you. So, okay, what were your initial thoughts of the challenge?
The challenge, I was excited because I now had a plan of action. I was not all over the place. So that was the good part. And also, when I was reading The Grown Teen, I like the fact that after the 5 weeks, you do make us understand what we should look for now. So if your hair is too dry, you know, to add this, or if it's, I don't know. For example, this weekend I washed my daughter's hair and I realized, it revert and it was a little bit more dry. And I'm like, maybe the protein that I use, by the way, I didn't use your protein. And now I realize, oh, maybe that's why her hair was reverting and it was stiffer. So that's the realization after the 5 weeks that I really noticed that I could recognize a little bit what went wrong in the process. Yeah.
Wow. And were you able to like counter that, like with something you learned in the challenge?
Yes. First, I said to myself, it's okay. I'm not going to panic. Second of all, I added the oil. Okay, the revitalized. Sorry, I speak French, so
Oh
sometimes
no, it's
English
okay.
is
So
like all
revitalize.
over. Yes, basically, I was able to um, put the oil, and I braided her hair, and it got so soft. It was softer, and I said, you know what? It's okay. I didn't use the right protein. I'm gonna take a break on the protein one you suggest on the protein, and do it next time I wash her hair in 2 weeks. That's all.
Wow, I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so I guess my next question would be, what differences have you noticed in her hair since implementing the challenge?
Oh, the thickness. Definitely the thickness. Yes. I think by doing too many natural approach and putting too much oil and not understanding the molecule, the size of the molecule for each oil, I think her pores were clogged. And
Mm.
now I see like flourishing, thicker hair, and I'm like, I think that's what it was. All this time I'm thinking she has thin hair, but I think her hair is fine. But I think in terms of the what do you call
Like
that?
the density?
The density is not. It's thicker. Yes.
Wow, I am so impressed. You sound like a professional, seriously.
Oh,
I mean, the way you can explain it and you know what you're talking about.
well, thanks to you.
Wow. Okay, well, Karine, I guess if you had any final thoughts on the challenge and what you would say to anyone looking to get it, if you could share that with us.
I say take your time to read everything over and over again and understand what's in front of you. Like if your hair is broken, like understand that it's not going to be like an overnight success. It's going to be a process. So I would say read, understand the purpose of each product, because you do explain why we do what we do, and from there take your time and be patient. That's what I would say. because I feel that you are the person that's really gonna help us, and I'm willing to invest because and you're right, there's so much stuff online, but not everything works. You see what I mean? Your approach makes sense. I think just the fact that I clarify her scalp, man, that was so dumb. that was so dumb of me to not clarify, being afraid of sulfate. For what? I use sulfate all my life.
It's not your fault. It's just I think the hair industry is like the fitness. One day they say do this, then they say don't do that, because whatever they need to sell a product. And I think that's why they come with the natural hair movement and they make it like emotional. They indoctrinate us based on what they're selling, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Because even now with the relaxers and stuff, now I see stuff for that too. It's the same thing, just with relaxed hair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's moisturizing and sealing, and you have to do this. Oh, don't. Now I heard girls say, don't wrap your hair. We've been wrapping our hair for decades, and there was no problem. Now they're
Exactly.
saying, don't wrap it. So it's just the culture.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sydney. You're like godsend. Seriously, continue the great work that you're doing. You're helping a lot of people. I could tell.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Oh my God, this is so cool what you're doing. Like that little private moment is like giving me even more insight. Like
I know. That's why I tell people to I don't want people spending any more money than they don't need to. So I tell people just do Growentine first, to at least get the concept. And then if you need extra help, and then, a lot of people, they don't use the Facebook group. They don't ask questions. So it's like, I don't, okay, let me see.
It absorbed. And not as way down as her, but it does absorb the water. I mean, before, that's why I thought she was low porosity for the longest time, because before it would just sit like all the little water, the little how do you say in English?
Like the beads.
Yes, it was like sitting. But after a while, I noticed. Well, yeah, Growentine, of course, the water penetrates better.
So you feel like the water was just sitting on top?
For the longest time, yes.
Even as you were putting water on it?
Yes, before Growentine, yes. But I think since the 5 weeks, I could sense that it penetrates, because I wish, I don't know how to send. You know what? I'll email you some pictures of her hair if you want, so you could see like her hair gets more like the water drop doesn't sit anymore. It just goes in. It's there, but you could tell like it wasn't like before. And I noticed another thing since I've been on your Growentine. Before, if I would blow dry your hair, there's no way I could do the entire head without putting a shower cap. Now, I like yesterday, I forgot to put a shower cap, and the hair was still wet.
What good? So it's
Yeah.
receiving moisture now.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because of what I've been doing with you, I see the difference. That's why I know it's working. I see. If I didn't see any difference, then I would be like, okay, it's not working. But I see a difference in the hair. It's just now I want to make sure that it grows. Maybe
Right.
I'm too like in a rush for it to grow, but I just want to make sure that it grows.
Right. No, as long as you're on the right track, as long as that's why I always tell people focus on improving the quality of the hair.
Yes.
If you do that, you're gonna look up one day and it's just gonna be long. So,
Okay.
as these are the things that matter, because a lot of people, they get long hair, but it's like it doesn't have the shine, it doesn't have the body.
Mhm.
So, you're on the right track.
Okay.
I would just it's just a learning curve.
Yes.
Especially when you're having to unlearn so much stuff and then learn so much new stuff.
I'm gonna go and read it again because and even the routine, I'm gonna recap everything. I told my girlfriends to go on your site. That I have so many people, and just say, "Hey, go check her out. Go check her out," because you don't understand. This thing was like, it's alarming. For the one that have a good technique and it works for them, great. But for the one like us that's just like in between, we don't know if we're doing things right. You really put a stop to the madness with your plan of action.
Wow.
It's really helping.
Okay, thank you so much, Kareem.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Of course.